Welcome to Flash Tutorial 56, Basic Website, Part 2. It's a follow-up to Part 1, which I have opened on my computer now. Make sure all the layers are locked. Select this slogan layer, insert a layer, and call it Nav, N-A-V as in navigation, bar, B-A-R, nav bar. Select the first frame of that nav bar layer, put to fit the window. Make sure we have a no stroke for our rectangle tool, and I want to pick up a color red. Make sure the rectangle tool is selected and make a rectangle here and highlight it with your selection tool. Open the properties panel. Make sure this is unlocked. Make sure these links are unlocked. I know my stage is 700 wide, so let's make it 700, and I want it to be around 33 high. Enter. There it is there. And the alignment panel, if you don't have it open, go under Window, Align, and it will open. There it is here. My case. Again, we still have it selected. Make sure this is aligned to stage, and we want to horizontally center that, which puts it right in the center of my stage. Right click on it, copy it, right click down here somewhere, paste in place. Using my arrow keys, I'm bringing it down to the bottom of the page. And because I'm just using the down arrow, it's going to be centered where I want it. Open up the properties panel, and let's make this about 12 high. Much smaller, and while it's still selected, if you're not, use your selection tool, tab it, use my arrow keys again. I'm going to bring it down close to the bottom of the page. Lock that layer. With all the layers locked, select the sky layer, insert a layer, and call it Jet, J-E-T. And right here around the first frame of in line with the home label, in my case it's frame 11, on this jet layer insert a blank keyframe. Open your library panel, come down here to where we make a new symbol, make sure movie clip is selected, and call it jet, J-E-T _MC. And now we're inside that movie clip, jet movie clip. And on this frame layer 1, let's call this jet, J-E-T. And we're going to draw a jet. There it is. And I want it to actually be going the other direction. So I'm just going to, there's going the other direction. There's my jet. Now, in order for me to get my perspective to my scene 1, after I have my jet drawn, it doesn't matter how big it is, go back to scene 1, select that frame, in my case 11 of this jet layer. It's the first frame of the home area here, and I'm going to bring my jet movie clip onto my stage. I can see it's bigger than what I want, so I'm going to just make it a slightly smaller by picking up my free transform tool, holding my shift down, making it smaller. That's the size I want, and I'm going to have its nose up. Now you may not, like I say, you may not have a jet, you may want something different. And make sure it's off the stage when you start. Pick up your selection tool, it's highlighted, double click on it. Now we're inside of the movie clip, and because we double clicked on it while it was on scene 1, I can see the background of scene 1. Go up to about frame 300. I'll go up 320. Insert a keyframe and take your jet while you're on that frame. Take your jet and drag it right over and take it off the page. If you have to make your stage smaller, get it right off the page like that. Go up here anywhere, right click, make a classic tween. So now we have this jet going across the sky. Lock that layer, insert a new layer, go to the very last keyframe right here, insert a blank keyframe, open the Actions panel. If you don't have it docked here, open your windows up, find Actions, and I would suggest you open it and dock it up here. When you open it, you'll be down here. Just click on this area anywhere here and drag it and put it up here. And we want a stop, S-T-O-P, open close bracket, semicolon. Back to my timeline. And let's go back to scene 1 for a minute, and let's just test this out. Control, test a movie, test. Here comes the jet, zooming across. Now the reason we're not seeing this jet is because we're just going through this short thing, which is only 65 frames long, and the jet itself is, I think we said 300 and something. That's something we're going to straighten out later on. Make sure all the layers are locked. Select the nav bar layer, insert a layer, call it nav, N-A-V, B-T-N as in button. Select frame 1 of that layer. Pull this up. Let's make this a little bigger, fit the window. Now pick up your rectangle tool again, make sure you have that. Again, I want no stroke, and I want a color something close to my red, so I'm going to select the red, click on it, click on this pinwheel, and I'm going to get a darker red. That's what I'm going to use right there. And I'm going to take my rectangle tool and make a little rectangle right here. Oops, using my selection tool, highlight it. Modify it. Convert it to a symbol. Make sure button is selected and call it nav, N-A-V, N-A-V underscore B-T-N, nav button. Okay. And I want to make, I believe, 5 of these. So see, I got it's selected with my selection tool. I got those crosshairs, right click, copy, come down, right click, paste in place, using your arrow key, tab it over, and just leave a little gap between them there. Paste in place again using my arrow keys, bring it over, right click, paste in place, I want those 4, and I want one more, paste in place, and offset this one slightly. Let's click on this first one. Let's open the properties panel, and this one is going to be called the home button, H-O-M-E underscore B-T-N. So they're all from this original nav button, but the instance name for this one is going to be home, and we need an instance name because we're going to write code on it. Select the next button, Call this one vacation. VACATION underscore BTN. This one I think next is tours. TOURS underscore BTN. This one will be, the instance name of this one is About Us, ABOUTUS, About Us. And this last one here, open the properties panel, Contact Us, CONTACT, capital US, underscore BTN. And while I'm here, I want to make this one here a little bigger, so I'm going to go to 90 up to 100 for the width, so it's bigger. It's a Contact Us button. Let's click on any of one of these buttons, doesn't matter which one, and by clicking on it we go inside the button, and there's the timeline for a button. You can see it's different than a movie clip. The first one we're going to leave as it is. Right click, insert a keyframe, and this brings this red up. So now I want to, while it's highlighted, come over here and pick the red, but I want to go to a different color red. So I'm going to click that, so that gives it a different color. See that? There it is when you're up, when there's nothing around. When the mouse goes over it, it's going to turn this color. Let's insert another keyframe. Let's make it when we press down that it turns white, completely white. Now select the hit area, insert a keyframe, and I'm going to pick up let's give it a color of blue. There it is. And pick up the free transform tool, and we're going to make it just a little bit wider. See that? A little bit, excuse me, we're going to make it just a little bit higher, so it's easier to hit with your cursor. And let's go back to scene 1. Let's just test that out. We have no code written, but when we go over them, see they turn red. We might want to change that red because it's the same as the background. And when we click it, it turns white. But notice, see that? I'm not even touching it. So I want my overstate to be a different red than that. So selection tool, click on it, go into the overstate, and pick up the red. But let's go up here with this little spindle and make it a very light red there. Now let's test that. That's better. And when I click on it, it turns white. Good. Let's go back to scene 1. Let's lock all the layers with the nav button layer selected. Insert another layer and call this BTN button, LAB as in button labels. And put this first frame, and we're going to use a blue color for our text. So pick this up, blue, pick your text box up, and just make a text box here. And the reason we make them separate, and the reason we're going to make the text separate from the button is in case you want to change the text. So pick up the text tool, open the properties panel, and I want to go with a Verdana because it's more, it's less like writing. Verdana, where's it? There it is, Verdana right here. And we probably only need it to be, these are 33 wide, so 18, that might work. Let's try that. And I believe this was the home button, HOME, all capitals. It's static text, that's all what we've been using. Now we can just put that in where it goes. to make my stage a little bigger. There's my home. That looks pretty centered. I'm going to right click, copy it, paste it in place, and using my arrow keys, and this will know whether we have to change the size. We probably will. V-A-C-A-T-I-O-N, vacation. And I think that's going to be too big to fit on there. Yep. So highlight it and drop it down to about 12. There. And let's select this one, highlight it, drop it down to 12. There. And let's click on the vacation, copy it. See how I got that crosshairs there? Those crosshairs, click on it, right click, copy, and paste in place using the arrow keys. This is my tours, T-O-U-R-S. I can then go down here, paste in place, arrow keys over. Oops. Select all this. This is About Us, A-B-O-U-T space U-S, About Us. Selection tool, right click, paste in place, and this is the Contact Us. Getting it way over here. Click on it, highlight it, C-O-N-T-A-C-T-U-S, Contact Us, and just make it a little bit longer, and I'm sure that'll fit in with my selection tool. Contact Us. Now before we leave these buttons, come up to the timeline and unlock the buttons and the button labels. Select these two frames and drag them up. I don't want them to appear until we're almost to the end of watching the video on the home page. Grab the nav bar also. There, that's better. Now let's take a little test of that. I don't see them until I'm at the end of that. Yep, good. Lock all the layers. Select this slogan layer. Insert two layers. Call the bottom one Sites or Vacation Sites. V-A-C-S-I-T-E, Vacation Sites. That's places we're going on vacation. And call this one V-A-C-T-E-X, T as in vacation text. And in my case, we're talking frame 22 is where the vacation starts. Put a keyframe in each of these. Insert a keyframe or blank keyframe. Lock the text one for now. And make a movie clip. Make a movie clip. Open the library panel. Select that here. And call it Tower_MC. Make sure movie clip is selected. Tower_MC. I already have mine made. This is my Tower MC. And the reason we're making these movie clips is because we can easily change them without having to work on our main page. I want to change something here. I could just go to this movie clip and change it. And also, if it's a movie clip, then you can change its tint, its color, its opacity, and things like that. You can work with it more. It's just a picture of the Eiffel Tower. That's all it is. And it's called Tower MC. While you're open the library panel, make another movie clip. Call it, make sure movie clip is PISA. underscore MC, as in the Leaning Tower of Pisa, P-I-S-A. And I have one of those made. There it is. It's just a Leaning Tower of Pisa. Whatever you want to make, that is up to you. And again, with the library panel open, another one. Make sure movie clip is selected. And this one I'm calling Ben, as in Big Ben the clock. So it's B-E-N, capital B, underscore MC. And here's my Ben movie clip. And I have a drawing I made of the Big Ben. And don't be fussy with these drawings. Back to scene 1. We're on this vacation sites layer. That's the only one that's unlocked. Select this first keyframe we have here. Make it to fit stage so we can see where they're going. And drag those in. There's my Big Ben. Just going to drag them on the stage first. There's my Pisa. And there's my tower. Now, at this point in time, we don't want to see the windmill, and we don't want to see those two or three graphics on the windmill, and we don't want to see the plane. So we have to cut them off. So there's the windmill right here. So go back one. See how this works? Go back to that next frame, which in my case I'm on 22 now, which would be 21. I don't want the slogan here. I don't want the windmill, and I don't want the windmill text to be on this point. Insert keyframes, and also the jet. Insert keyframe. I don't want beyond that point. And here, I just think we highlight these and highlight that whole thing. That's 4 layers all the way to the end. Right click, remove frames, and that removes them from down here. I'm just going to arrange these a little bit differently than what they are. I'm going to put this one down here for now, and this one over here like maybe this. Again, you rearrange them. Open library panel, movie clip, VACTEXT, as in vacation text, underscore MC. And we're inside of that movie clip now. And this is the text that I'm going to put on this movie clip called the vacation text. It says Paris, France, London, England, Pisa, Italy, New York, New York. Back to scene 1. And we're just going to put that in scene 1. Now, where's it going to go? It's going to go in here on this vacation text layer. So lock that site layer, open that vacation text layer, select that first frame of the vacation section, and bring in that movie clip vacation text. Again, we make the movie clips because we can then modify them. And I think I want to have that, oh, that fits pretty good there for me. But this is going to, again, slide in, come up to about frame 30 in my case, insert a keyframe. While we're at it, click here, remove those frames, and we can also click here, whoops, click and drag and remove those frames because they don't need to be seen past that. Click this last frame of the text, vacation text layer. That's where it's going to be when it stops the tween, and when it starts, make your stage smaller. Let's have it come up and across like that. Right click, classic tween, and that brings that in for me. Okay, now we got to do the same. Now we have to do the same thing for the tours. Lock all your layers. Select this vacation text layer. Insert 2 layers. 1, 2. Get in line with your first frame of your tour section. In my case, frame 33. Insert keyframes on both of those. Label the lower one T-O-R as in Tor sites, S-I-T-E, that's the whatever pictures are there. Label this one Tor, T-O-R, text, T-E-X-T. Let's start with the Tor text this time. I have it open the library panel, make a new symbol, movie clip, T-O-R-T-E-X-T underscore MC, T-O-R, there's my Tor text movie clip, okay, and I'm going to type in, type, you know I'm a slow typer, and it says, take one of our many Tor packages, climb a mountain, explore the pyramids. Also, I want you to make a, you know by now how to do it, make a movie clip, open up this symbol, make a movie clip, call it mountain underscore MC, make another one, call it pyramids underscore MC. I spell pyramids P-Y-R-A-M-I-D-S. And again, you may not be using these pictures, you may be doing something completely different. Go back to scene 1. We got the text, Tor text, so let's select that and let's bring that Tor text in. There it is. Let's lock that layer for a minute. Right there. Let's select the site layer, and that's going to be the mountain and the pyramids. And as we have done in the last one, let's have the text again be the thing that comes in. So unlock the text layer, go up to I'm going to the last frame here of the Tor section. It's frame 42. I'm putting in 2 keyframes there, one, and I'm going to select those other layers, frames of that layer, and remove frames. This is where will end up the text. So let's start the text up here in the sky somewhere. Click in here, classic tween, and that will bring that text down. And that section is done. That's enough for this tutorial. It's really long. Save this FLA if you plan on doing the next part, which I hope is the last. It'll be Flash Tutorial 57, Basic Website, Part 3. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learned.